What's all this then, eh? I bloody told you. You thought I was taking the piss, didn't you? Isn't it? Sorry. All right. Now that I'm done offending you. Hi. What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Make sure to like and sub, and let's get into this, please. Don't hate me. I told you, though, it was true. We all said it. Billie Piper was going to be the 16th Doctor, and that is exactamundo to what we got. So there we go, right there. Ncuti Gatwa regenerates into Billie Piper, confirming every rumor reported for Doctor Who. That was, of course, a couple of days ago, and the meltdowns ensued. In fact, almost every rumor that we reported from this came true, including and up to Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen, showing up for the finale. And now it seems there's a little bit more light on one, why Billie Piper was brought back, and two, the mechanics of it, because no, it was not in the plan. It was most definitely a pivot once it was clear that Disney is not going to renew. They're basically done, because as we've seen, we saw the lowest ratings ever with Doctor Who, ever under the tenure with Disney. And then Ncuti Gatwa, when he saw that that wasn't going to be renewed, he bounced out to go back to stage productions, and we got Billie. And so we're getting a little bit more about how that originally was going to go down. Daniel Reitman, of course, known scooper, says this: shortly before Saturday's finale, the original ending of Doctor Who Season 2, before the reshoots, was the Doctor, Ruby, Belinda, etc. Are all having a big party. Think Amy and Rory's wedding. Everyone's dancing. The villain is a DJ. Susan is seen watching them from afar, which would have been the cliffhanger leading into a Season 3. So, as first reported, Susan would have appeared in a 5 Doctor-esque look, gray trench coat, overlooking the party that the Doctor and company are at. She would have been standing with Poppy to Susan and say, "Let's go, Mom." And then they cut to the credits. This was to be explored next season, but was shelved once Season 3 was not given a go, was then not going ahead as planned, and Davies wanted to give the Poppy storyline an ending instead of having to pick it up in a later season with a new Doctor. When it became clear that Season 3 wasn't guaranteed, an awful lot changed, and it's been reported that Piper was added as a way to drum up interest from audiences and Disney Plus executives. This is the exact same thought process that was done with bringing David Tennant back. We saw how that worked out. So now we get the leaker revealing exactly why and how. And so forgive me for the scrolling, but Piper's casting was reportedly a last-minute decision. The plan was for us to get a cliffhanger regeneration as recently as the premiere. Doesn't believe that Season 2 either confirms plans for a renewal or a Season 3 with Piper put front and center. Instead, it seems more like stunt casting to round off Davies' return and kind of wrap up the New Who era by bringing it full circle. Piper wasn't on set for the regeneration and shot her scene in front of a green screen in London with the skeleton crew roughly a month ago. They just pasted her face onto Ncuti's body. Again, saying casting Billie was a way to increase audience interest, a bit like casting Tennant as the 14th Doctor, and hopefully then make the show more appealing to Disney. By all accounts, this did not work. BBC, a bit concerned currently about how they're going to continue the show themselves. I think Billie saw it more of a favor to Russell than anything. She's happy to do a special or series, but is also fine to just film a quick something in an attempt to help out the show, even if it ends up being no use. He added, "I don't even think Russell knows why she has Rose's face yet. Most of Season 3 was written with Ncuti in mind, so don't expect 16 to be too different." That right there also alluding to significant reshoots in the finale, with even the 13th Doctor's return as a result. Yeah, of course, we all knew that. Jodie Whittaker, Dr. Karen, we all knew she was going to come back. And yeah, they have had significant leaks, and most, if not all of them, have been true. And that's just because it seems like with a lot of these, when products have been so thoroughly destroyed, everyone left is just like, ugh, let's just let everyone know. This is what happened to The Last of Us. Let's just let everyone know what they're in for. So there you go. So everyone who was like, Well, this is the fun part here. Everyone was like, but she's not the doctor. She's not the doctor. Well, technically, you might be correct because, as they said, at least in our world, she's brought back a stunt casting and they don't know. But in the universe, she was who popped in after the regeneration. So technically, she is the next doctor. So we're all technically correct. And really, that is the best type of correct. Anyway, you let me know. This is probably the last time we're going to be talking about this until we get an announcement that Disney is 100% done. And then it goes on some sort of weird hiatus for many a moon over there at the BBC. Either way, let me know what you think about this. Make sure to like and subscribe. And thank you. I wasn't taking the piss. And God save the king.
Well, bye.